Hello YouTube, my name is Sly. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this reaction. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, here we go.
This is Everything Wrong with YouTube Lives. And it's by ChaChaYourVmom. I believe that's the woman that plays Billion's mom from time to time. Kind of a YouTuber sometimes. But let's see what she has to say about trying to stream on YouTube. Get some insight, maybe help Ember out in the future when if she decides to try that too.
There's
Here we
no
go.
way for me to please everyone in this situation. It's not gonna happen. I know that a lot of people are.
That is so true. You cannot please everyone, no matter what you do. That is absolute truth that Cha just said.
Are just complaining on my YouTube post about it. I know I'm complaining right now. I never complain. So we'll talk a little bit about what's going on with YouTube.
Yeah, she recently added a ears and tail toggle to her model. I do know that. So, I'm not sure exactly how many models she does have, but her models are sophisticated and have a lot of movement to them. I wish I had a model that had a lot of movement like that. But, in time, I guess, in time.
YouTube. Because that's been a big deal lately. I know that you guys definitely want to hear about this on the YouTube side too. So here's the thing. I've been streaming on YouTube for the past 2 years. And I started with YouTube first, not Twitch.
Look at that. They know you can fundraise merch like that. That's neat. You have to show that to her, you know what I mean? I'd buy one of them, wouldn't you? Pat.
When I was at about 45 CCV, I had maybe 10 people that were coming to Twitch. It wasn't until I started getting clipped and doing things with Fillion.
Do you have any jokes? Wait, do you have any jokes? Come on, Mom.
Fillion.
What?
That's the joke.
Whenever,
But the channel really took off.
Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Remember challenge coin? That'd be cool. She was talking to here how she herself was struggling with her streams until she started collabing with Fillion. And that's great for her. I'm glad she popped off like that. You know, people work hard to do what they do. I'm happy for her on that.
And so as people came in, they came into YouTube a little bit and then to Twitch as well. The amount of support, absolutely incredible. It was amazing. And I was dumbfounded by how much
Right.
we're supported on Twitch. It was amazing. And I never really focused.
A lot of streamers are like that. Yeah, especially if you're doing your own editing and stuff too on top of it. It's almost like having two full-time jobs. You got your IRL job, and then you got your streaming, which you do as a hobby for the most part, which is also like a job because there's so much to it. And then if you're a parent, that's also another full-time job. So that's like a 3 full-time jobs right there that most streamers juggle with.
Focused on Twitch. So when we started getting an outpouring of audience here on Twitch, I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't really know how to use the redeems. I don't know how to make things interesting for my chat, emotes and animated stuff. Like, it was over my head. And so I kind of had to learn it. I noticed over.
Yeah, and that's what I'm struggling with too. I'm learning how to do all that stuff too, like she was. I've got one emote made already. And that was a process. But now I know how to do it, the others should come easily. It just the anime when I'm having trouble trying to figure out how to do right now. Hi, Bush Rock. How are you doing today, buddy? But I can understand her struggles, you know. I kind of jumped into this cold turkey without really studying, so that's probably more on me than anything else.
As like the months progressed, that YouTube was just not serving me and my lives. And I love my live streams, and I think it's awesome that people come and watch the VODs and everything too. But because I was doing such a mixed amount of content on YouTube, I was doing shorts, I was doing videos, and I was doing live streams. And I was hoping
that's
that
good, Fish Rock.
YouTube would
I'm ready.
funnel me in and find like a niche audience for people that wanted to watch streams. And it was just so hard to do. And I think over the past year, it's been hard to justify live streaming on YouTube because we have not seen the same amount of growth on Twitch. And so I've been trying to change my strategy. And if you do the same...
I can't replay an ad. Let me go back to before the ad. I can do that. But to have it for some kind of Viagra thing, I think.
hard to do. And I think over the past year, it's been hard to justify live streaming on YouTube because
Oh,
we have not seen
you got me, Gore. You got me. I fell for it.
the same amount of growth on Twitch. And so I've been trying to change my strategy. And if you do the same thing over and over and over, nothing changes and you learn nothing. So we're changing things around, and we're gonna stop live streaming on YouTube for that reason. And I know a lot of my YouTube people have been complaining and saying things like, but Twitch is evil! Why would you stream on Twitch? I don't know how it's evil, man. Because as far as a streaming platform goes, YouTube doesn't do anything in terms of feeding me like new people, new eyeballs, and people who...
Which is true. She's talking about the struggles of streaming on YouTube, right? I think you have to point out, too, I don't know if you're going to talk about it, but YouTube is more strict to TOS than Twitch is. So she has more freedom to do what she wants on her stream as opposed to what she does on YouTube with Twitch. So it's something else to keep in mind.
Want to watch live streams. It's really hard. And on top of that, YouTube doesn't give the same kind of payout that Twitch does for ads. Twitch is just superior for streamers, for advertising. And then what was the other one? Oh, someone was saying, but YouTube is just better. And I was thinking to myself, how? Because in terms of user interaction and being able to do things interactively with your audience, Twitch has it down packed. Raids. Okay, so the raid system on YouTube is absolutely abysmal. Like, you can do... Did you know that you can do raids on YouTube? Like, it's incredible that you can.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know YouTube allowed you to raid. I know they have super chats and whatnot. But as far as you're saying, yeah, Twitch has more plugins to allow your audience to interact with the streamer. Well, I can understand her point there.
But like, YouTube doesn't give you a significant... It's very spotty. Raids are very, very hit or miss in terms of being able to spot them. Sometimes a crowd of people comes in and there's just no notification for it. Yeah, YouTube does have raids. They do. They do. YouTube does not care about streamers. They really don't. They really don't. They do not promote live streams. They don't care about the rating system. They don't care about the community.
Hey, and probably the reason why they don't really care about live streams is because it's harder for them to monitor them. Like, with uploading videos, right? They'll do a check on them as you upload them. It's harder for them to do that with live streams. So, I think for YouTube, live streams are just a way for them to get money with the super chats and whatnot. Because from what I understand, the division of the way the super chats work, you're lucky to get half of that. Right. I think it's the editing, because behind this guy is this part of her chat box. So it could be just editing too.
In terms of rating is how you make friends. I was so intimidated to do rating on Twitch, but I was like, holy cow, like I can actually make friends this way. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So on top of the interactability, the emotes, the rating system is superior. The ads serve Twitch creators so much more than YouTube. I tell you, it is a pittance in comparison. And for the amount of time that we've been streaming, I'll be really, really transparent. We've been streaming on YouTube for 2 years, and last year, I think we had 45 CCV on average. Our current average on YouTube is 70 CCV. After an entire year. After all the clips. What? That's how much YouTube does for me as a streamer. Yeah, YouTube just never cared to begin with. Oh, I'm so pissed about it. I want to talk about this too. Sometimes I'll run a game or something, or I'll have DMCA free music that's not related to whatever. Anybody, this is so frustrating. Anybody can come along and go to YouTube and go to your VOD and be like, I own this sound clip from this person's VOD. And then all of a sudden you're sharing revenue with someone who completely different. And if you want to get that chance.
That's true. That's true. What she's saying is true. And I've seen them take down channels for false copyright claims. So, yeah, YouTube can be scary when it comes to stuff like that. Because there's no way to really validate the source, and it's all AI controlled. You very rarely talk with a person when something like this happens anymore.
Changed, you have to go through hoops and processes just so that you don't share revenue with that person anymore. I know that people really want that for YouTube. They want me to upload VODs, but that's another thing too. It's the same deal as that I've been talking about right now. Anybody can come up to my video and say, I understand.
Yeah, it is. YouTube works on something called fair use, but that doesn't always protect people. And it's just like Twitch. You only get 3 strikes when it comes to copyright claims. 3 strikes and your channel's done. That's it. So, YouTube is very scary when it comes to that regard of copyright. Some of the stuff I've uploaded, I've had to go through and remove part of the audio just so I wouldn't have a copyright thing on a thing. Yeah, pretty much. From what I've seen, that's pretty much true. Because, like I said, you're talking to an AI and very rarely talk to a person. Now, there is, from what I understand, if you demonetize a YouTube channel, you'll get your own type of handler / manager with YouTube. By her trying to get a hold of them isn't very good. And they mostly try to get you to make a bunch of shorts. So, there's also that too.
People not being able to pay to watch the streams. Totally fine. I am not requiring my audience to pay money. You don't have to do that. But it sucks because at the end of the day, I do need to make money in some form. And in a big way, I do it from the ads. And so for YouTube to they use AI bots. It's
No, yeah, right, Gore. Because we're all talking about the same thing. The problems with streaming on YouTube, right? So it's all good. I don't mind. No, I'm not like some creators. You can't talk about anybody but me. I'm not like that. As long as nothing, I guess, harassing or inflammatory, right? As long as it pertains to what we're talking about, I don't mind at all. I know a lot of streamers have trouble with YouTube. And it's only really a select few that make it on streaming on YouTube. Like Legal Mindset, he's an actual lawyer. He probably gets by with streaming on YouTube like he does because he knows the law a lot better than most people do. So he's able to navigate all that stuff without getting in trouble. You know? But yeah, that's just some of the pitfalls of monetizing and streaming on a YouTube channel.
Ridiculous. And so because of that, I can't do the VODs. But on top of that, Twitch will allow me to do copyrighted music to a degree. So as long as we split our audio on Twitch,
True.
I can play whatever music I want. And it's wonderful. And not only that, Twitch...
This is true, because you can live stream music on Twitch, but they'll just mute the VOD in those spots. I have seen that. But as far as live streaming music, they are a lot more flexible on that. They freak those karaoke streams from stuff, also.
has VODs saved on Twitch. For people that do want to watch VODs, because I understand on YouTube how you guys are like, I really want to watch VODs though, mama. Twitch has them on the Twitch side for 2 months. So you can come back at any time to my VODs and watch them. All right? You want to rip the VODs?
Now, I need to point out, when she's talking about 2 months here, that doesn't apply to small streamers. My VODs only stay for about a week before Twitch deletes them. It just depends on how big you are and how long they stay. So, it is what it is. Now, I don't know if the clips that people do have an expiration date, but I do know the storage space for stuff like that is limited, at least for a small streamer like me.
Rip the VODs. Do it. I understand it. You don't want to pay money. I totally get it. But like that ad revenue does help me. I know that people are like, oh, but the ads, you don't have to get a subscription. You don't have to. And I know that some people don't have time to come to the live stream. If my VODs are available for 2 months, you can come back at any time and watch.
Well, that's good to know, Gore. I appreciate that. I know we can also download them and save them on the Discord channel too. So, there is that. But what she's talking here about the VODs, though, she's absolutely true. YouTube is very strict on that kind of stuff. And I've seen some streamers that used to stream variety stuff on YouTube are now sticking to almost completely game stuff now. And just to avoid the YouTube algorithms on their auto bans and whatnot for copyright stuff.
Watch those VODs if like you're busy or whatever on a vacation, whatever. Come back 2 months later and you're like, oh, mama played Oblivion, whatever it is. I'll watch the Oblivion stream. I'm having the time of my life. Never been like this before. 2 months. So that's really nice. I will still be posting content on YouTube. It's not like I'm gonna leave my channel dead on YouTube. I want to post like 6-minute clips and encourage YouTube to push me out so that they'll show me off to more people, because I would love that. If YouTube pushed my VODs for live streams, you better believe I'd be streaming more on YouTube. My comment section was so angry on YouTube. I was actually really surprised at all the negative comments where people were like, I will not do it. Twitch is evil. It's abysmal. Blah, blah, blah. Like, what is it? For people that are watching on YouTube, what is it about Twitch that has you guys in a tizzy about Twitch being so evil? Because no one was giving me like a reason. YouTube kind of fumbles all the time. I'm gonna be so real. Guys, what is up with YouTube banning ASMR streamers for like the wholesome affirmation content? The verbal affirmations that they do for ASMR. VTubers do it all the time, and it's not sexual at all. I've seen some really wholesome ASMR content, and YouTube goes over to them and demonetizes their entire channel. Their whole channel.
That is true. That is so true. It's like, it doesn't take much for YouTube to do that to somebody, especially for somebody who needs that income to survive, right? It's just so easy for YouTube to go in and say, nope, not right now. You gotta earn money now, kind of thing. So I don't blame Amber for not monetizing her channel. I'm not gonna monetize my YouTube channel. I just got it there for people to watch segments of my videos. You know, let other people enjoy them. If they want to see my live streams, I can come over to one of the two platforms and watch my live streams, right? So I completely understand what she's talking about. And I've seen it done to countless streamers on YouTube.
Because of like the AI nonsense. They're like, this violates guidelines. And VTubers have been banned for like 8 months at a time, monetization wise, for their YouTube channel. For myself, I have had way more support on Twitch. I understand that I can't show my hips. I know that VTubers do have more freedom in terms of clothing choice. That's fine. I don't mind adhering to that. So, in my opinion,
You are the
out of the
sweetest
two
little cutie pie.
platforms, I do prefer to stream on Twitch. But I still want to create content for YouTube for sure. So we're not stopping the YouTube channel. We are going to still make shorts. We're still going to make like short content highlights, basically funny moments from VODs. And we'll put that on YouTube for sure. But we will not be having any more lives unless it's like a debut kind of like this. So I've listed my reasons. You can watch VODs on Twitch. Twitch gives more money for ads. YouTube will not push me out to new viewership the same way. Shorts and other content have far more reach. And if I do ASMR stuff, then they can demonetize me for an unknown period of time, if not forever. There's no way for me to please everyone in this situation. It's not gonna happen. I know that a lot of people are just complaining on my YouTube post about it. I'm sorry. YouTube just does not benefit me the same way that Twitch does. I know I'm complaining right now. I never complain and rant this hard.
Emblem Marth, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
What happened? What did Emblem Marth do?
Emblem Marth beat Super Mario RPG with Geno and Bowser. Let's go!
That's what you focus on?
Well, not quite what I expected, but we did learn some interesting things about how YouTube operates. Oh,